To put it simply, it was alright. So first of all, let me just preface by saying I do not know when the heck this movie takes place. Like the beginning of it kind of makes it seem like it's around the 80s or something like that. That's the whole aesthetic, especially with one of the characters, Garrett, who dresses in that 80s fashion. But it makes it really clear that it's not, because a few scenes later, like one of the characters literally just pulls out a freaking iPhone 16 and just starts using it. So I'm not sure when this takes place, but it really doesn't matter. It felt more like a freaking Wreck-It Ralph movie than Minecraft. That brings me to my next point, that most of the characters, actually not most, all of the characters I just could not get invested in. Like even Steve himself, honestly I think he was one of the weaker points, which is unfortunate. And I understand that there's no like blueprint, like there's no like reference to go by. That's like making a default skin, a movie of the default skin for Fortnite. Like I mean I guess they could do that because he actually has some like story to him. But anyway, I just couldn't really get invested into any of the characters. I thought I was gonna really like the kid. By the way, that's another thing, there's really no main character in this movie. You would think Steve is the main character because it's Minecraft, but he's not. He's more like just a retired veteran. Well, he's not even retired, but he's just like the veteran that leads people around. And then there's the second main character, I guess I would say, which is Garrett, the guy, Jason Momoa, and he's like kind of interesting, but he's really the only one who has a character arc. Steve is not explored at all. That's another thing. There's a lot of plot lines that just go absolutely nowhere. Like the kid that you see in the trailers, who some people might think he's the main character. He's not the main character. He has this whole like family story arc going on, like some actual like pretty serious stuff. Like this traumatic event happened to him at the start of the movie, and you would think that affects him, but really it doesn't. He's just like, I just want to build stuff and be like cool. Like I don't understand. He just wants to make like jetpacks and stuff. I'm like, all right, I guess. Now, some positives are they actually did make the whole world and everything like fit pretty well. The art style they chose was pretty good. I'm surprised at how well they did the villagers. Actually, the villagers were definitely the strong point. I would say that was the best part of the movie. But everything else, like, it just felt like, you know, they took out the main aspect of Minecraft, which was the exploration. Like, the whole, like, you don't know which seed you're in, you know. The whole, you gotta just keep testing stuff out and seeing what helps you and what doesn't. That was not here. Because of, this isn't a spoiler, but this is because Steve is like, he's already used to this world. He's been there for a while now. So he's basically just showing these guys around and leading them to the exit. So it's really like from point A to point B. It's that type of storyline. And honestly, I don't know if that worked the best for this. I feel like this would have been better as like an Indiana Jones type adventure. But, you know, like I said, this isn't like the movie that, you know, I expected to happen, because the movie I envisioned for a Minecraft movie would probably never happen, just because these movies are made for like to be popcorn flicks and made to sell merch and stuff. So it makes sense that what I wanted didn't happen, because what I wanted was just unrealistic in the first place. And other than that, it was like kind of fun to watch. The villain was horrible, by the way. Let me just say that. Like the way the conclusion of the villain was just horrible. It felt very unsatisfying. It was basically just turned into a big joke, which, I mean, I understand it's Minecraft, like it's not the most serious thing in the world, but at the same time, I would have preferred a more serious story. But then again, with Jack Black as the main character, I don't know what I was expecting. Also, that's another thing. All the good lines you think you seen on TikTok and stuff, every single line was shown in the trailers. Like, there's literally nothing outside of the trailers that wasn't shown. Like in the movie, literally, it's just like I'm pretty sure it goes in order too. Like every single line in order of the trailers happens in order of the movie too. Like literally every single line in the movie is in the trailers, for Steve at least. And I feel like that really ruined it, because you're basically just watching the extended version of a trailer, you know? So that's basically what it felt like to me. Also, I really didn't like how the ending was in this movie. It kind of just ruined the whole purpose, in my opinion. Like, I feel like the message they were going for, it made sense, but then they just completely reversed it at the end. They're like, nah, never mind. You can just do whatever you want. And honestly, it reminded me a lot of the Lego movie in that way, because the Lego movie also has this theme of like, I'm trying not to spoil it here, but like trying to turn the norm into something more exciting, which I understand it like makes sense for these type of movies, but at the same time, like, you can't just do that, because, you know, it ruins the whole point of the movie. You're kind of like, what the heck was the point of getting here, right? There's also a lot of stuff from the game that's just missing from the movie. They really had to cut some aspects of it, because, again, it's not the longest thing in the world, so they couldn't show everything, but I really wish they did. Now, it is obvious that they're definitely teasing a sequel. I don't want to get into it, but there's definitely going to be more. They're planning to continue the series, so maybe this is just like a little tease at how the movies would be, but hopefully, like Sonic and all these other video game movie franchises, they step it up in their second and third ones, because I feel like it has potential, so I don't see why not. It could be good. To be honest, I think overall rating would be like a 6 out of 10. It wasn't bad, but it was just, you know, not what I envisioned, which is fine, because, you know, I didn't expect that anyway. I mean, once I saw Jack Black as the freaking main character, I already knew this is what type of movie this is going to be. And also, it makes sense. Like, it did the best for what type of movie this was being teased as. I mean, you can't expect an unironic, like, a Minecraft Jack Black movie. Like, come on, like it's Jack Black. He's obviously gonna make it into a comedy and all this other stuff. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of people will like it, and I mean, it's good in terms of if you're a Minecraft fan because it does just show like all the game stuff on the big screen. So it's really interesting in that aspect. But as a movie, it was just like it was all right, you know. But yeah, let me know if you guys have seen it. Peace.